And in this document, they clearly state that most of the blockchains will not survive. So in this case, they gave the example of 75 mainstream blockchain platforms. And their prediction is that by 2025, we're going to have 5 mainstream blockchain platforms, meaning that a lot of the cryptocurrencies out there are going to disappear. And that has also been said by Brad Garlinghouse himself, which I think he said 99% of the cryptocurrencies are going to disappear. We could have massive black swan events, because why would these platforms disappear? So Ethereum Gates might be a huge threat for the entire ecosystem, and that could actually trigger some sort of black swan scenario with all the tokens issued on the blockchain of Ethereum, and that includes tokens like Matic and other cryptocurrencies. Now, my point for you here is that in this presentation that took place in Milano, they only mentioned, they say that there will be 5 mainstream blockchains. One of them, of course, is the XRP Ledger. It's always everywhere. It's hardly impossible that you're going to take a document from World Economic Forum, International Monetary Fund, Bank of International Settlements. XRP is omnipresent. It's everywhere. And that gives a space for us to speculate a bit.
I don't have to reiterate it, but XRP, of course, somebody tweeted in there the ISO tokens too. He's right. There are a lot of technologies, again, that are serving a niche in the global marketplace that will be adopted, and it will be scaled up accordingly. You're absolutely right. I would say I don't know, but by 2025, I think that moment will become a reality when there are only a few blockchains in the world that are being used for real world solutions and scalable. But yes, there are so many blockchain protocols out there. They're called copycat blockchains. So they're trying to do the same thing. If you look at 90% of the blockchains out there, what are they all trying to do? You can move value from here to there. That's what their agenda is. That's what they're trying to do. They have good JavaScript. It looks good. They can scale it up through potential investors. But who's it competing with? It's competing with the ones that have already been chosen. So this entire market is 100% the biggest bubble we've ever seen. And the stablecoin market is still tied to that too. So the stablecoin market is not just holding the crypto market together, right? And again, there's a lot of leverage. There's a lot of debt because traders are emotional traders. Typically, they borrow more than they have and that they can pay back, and they spend more and want to live more luxury. Even here with credit cards, we have the same problem with credit card debt. You got the same thing going on in the crypto space. There's too much leverage. There's too much debt, which derives that the stock market and the crypto market derives its value from how much debt a central bank can issue. And again, that's the correlation there between the traditional markets, crypto markets, etc. So yes, it's the biggest bubble I've ever seen. And I think that one day all these are going to come down because they're all trying to compete with the technologies that have already been implemented and are being adopted globally. That was going to tie me into my next spot. What I was going to talk about is what the central banks are doing. And this is where it gets really exciting. And also, I do have a lot of optimism in the market. 2024 is going to be a fascinating year, not just because of the Bitcoin halving, not just because of the presidential cycle, the debt restructuring, but it's because of what central banks are doing. The central banks continue to buy gold at record highs. And I said this so many times, and I keep reiterating it and emphasizing the importance of this, because the fact that central banks are buying gold at record highs, after a lot of research, we have confirmed 100% that there is going to be a shift towards tokenizing central bank gold holdings on distributed ledger technology, DLT. We believe that it's going to be Ripple's technology, which leverages XRP to move that value. And I think still many people don't understand this, but we're not wrong. We're usually very, very early, but we're not wrong. And the evidence is overwhelming that central banks are gearing up for a full-scale adoption in 2022 on blockchain-based solutions, and all of this has to be implemented by 2025. But it gets more exciting because the stablecoin market ties into this. If we look at what the World Gold Council talked about, they talked about how they were going to look for a stablecoin that has not been out yet. So this is prior to what the World Bank was saying about using XRP and XLM as a classification candidate for stablecoins. The World Gold Council is looking for a stable coin that can be implemented into central banks to tokenize their reserve gold holdings. The World Bank has talked about this prior, and all the other institutions out there. And this is what Rosie Rios says when she says the train has left the station. These decisions have already been made. So yes, we're in a bubble. And again, stablecoin is going to be exciting because a stablecoin right now is pegged to $1. But the dollar is pegged to what? The bond market. The bond market, what happened a few weeks ago? Andy Schectman and I talked about this. Nobody wanted the bonds. Our own allies are not buying the bonds. So who's buying the bonds? They're using stable coins to buy the bonds. Again, it's all tied in. So very exciting stuff, man. But they're going to have to peg a stable coin to gold, 100%. And that's going to happen. The IMF, head of the IMF, Kristalina Georgieva, even said this. What is a digital currency if not backed by a physical asset like gold, she said. She said it's just another repackaged fiat currency in digital form. So Judy Shelton has confirmed this as well, Trump's former Treasury Secretary. We tried to get her on the show. She said that there was a conflict of interest when we wanted to talk to her about XRP. I find that to be very odd. Same thing with Nomi Prinz, former Goldman Sachs executive. So again, we're early, but 2024 is going to be a pivotal moment for the discussion of stablecoins. And Brad Garlinghouse hinted this at the World Economic Forum the other day.